Hello everyone and welcome to Crafting with Delonda. It's me again, Delonda, and thank you so much for joining me today. The other day I was in a crafty challenge with the Crafty Brick over on Instagram and I won the challenge. Yay! We were making this shirt in our challenge. This is what the design looks like. And I asked at that time if any of you would like to see a tutorial on this full process, and so many of you said yes. So I am keeping my word to do the tutorial. I am going to show you all the things. I'm going to show you all of my tips and tricks. I'm using the remaining vinyl that I have left over from what she sent me, and I'm going to just take you step by step through the process. Now in that challenge, I was going super fast, but in this tutorial, I am going to break it down and go step by step. At any time during this tutorial, if you find it helpful, please consider liking the video, subscribing to my channel, and turning on the bell for notifications because I do upload new content every single week. Now, without further ado, let's look at materials and then we will dive right in to Cricut Design Space. The materials I'm going to use for this project include a gray 100% cotton Gildan shirt, 5 colors of Siser Glitter vinyl. This one is just called red. This one is ember orange. This is lemon sugar. This is light green, and this is aqua blue. All of this glitter vinyl came from Heat Transfer Warehouse. I will make sure to leave a link to all of these below the video. I'm using 2 purple strong grip mats. You do not have to use a strong grip mat, but that's what I used during the challenge. I'm using a Siser weeder, and I'm also going to be using my Cricut Maker. However, you could also use a Cricut Explore Air or a Cricut Joy. And the heat press that I'm going to use is my StarCraft clamshell 15 by 15 heat press. Now, without further ado, let's head over to the computer and I'm going to show you the exact file because it did not look like this specifically once it was downloaded. The colors are a little bit different, but I will also make sure to leave a link to this file below the video. Once you get to the Creative Fabrica website, I suggest that you type in your search, "Be the Reason Someone Smiles Today, SVGF," because there are multiple versions of this file, and this is the exact file that Courtney and I downloaded. So once you get to this file, you're going to click download. I already have the file downloaded, but I'm going to just demonstrate the process. Then once the file shows up in the bottom left corner of your screen, what I typically do on my screen is I click extract all, and then I browse, and then I go to my folder where I have all of my Creative Fabrica files and I name it. So I am going to create a new folder and I'm going to call it Be the Reason. Okay, and I'm just going to click out. Then I'll just click the folder, I'll click select folder, and then I extract it. The reason why I do it this way is so that I'll always be able to find the files I need. So I'm going to close all of this out and head over to Cricut Design Space. I am in Cricut Design Space and I am connected to my Cricut Maker. What I'm going to do is click upload. And even though I already have the file uploaded, I'm going to upload it again to demonstrate the full process. I'm going to click upload image. I'm going to browse and navigate to the folder where I have my Creative Fabrica files. I'm going to go to Documents, Creative Fabrica Files. I'm going to go to that folder that I just created, the one that says Be the Reason. Now this file right here is a PNG. I'm looking for the file that is the SVG, and it typically says Microsoft Edge HTML document. I'm going to click on that and I'm going to click open. When the file comes in, I can see that it is a cut image and I can rename it right here. I can name it Be the Reason. The reason why you might want to do that, in case you want to easily find the file within your files in Cricut Design Space. I'm going to click Upload. And here's the file again. I'm going to select the file and I'm going to add it to my canvas. When the file comes in on my canvas or my blank screen, I can look at it and I'll be able to tell that it is, it's going to be quite big. Let me scroll over. I guess it has not uploaded yet. Okay. Let me bring my view. Okay, it's really big. I'm bringing my view down. I'm bringing my view down to 25%. The file is really big. Now I can just select the file and I can resize it just to 10, just so I can bring it down small enough to see the whole thing. Okay, so now I can see the file and I can see that it is not necessarily in the colors that I like. But I'm not going to change the colors just yet. What I'm going to do is click on templates, and this is a part of the process that I did not show and Courtney did not show when we were doing the challenge, because the purpose of that challenge was to see who can cut and place the file on the shirt the fastest. Okay, so I'm going to go to Classic T-shirts. And I am going to use this as a guide for sizing the file. So now I'm looking at this shirt, and the shirt that I'm using, that I'm going to place this on, is actually a men's short sleeve, and the size of it is large and the color of it is gray. Okay, so now I can look at this file and I can decide, yes, I like it this size, or no, I want it a little bit bigger. I definitely want it a little bit bigger, but I am going to caution you to pay attention right here at the top. You can see that my file is now, the proportions are unlocked. I suggest locking them so that they stay proportionate. Okay, so I'm looking at the file now and I definitely want it a little bit bigger. Let me go to, let's look at about 10.8. 10.8 seems to be reasonable in my opinion. So the width is 10.8 and the height is right at 10.548, which is fine. Okay, so now I'm going to start to change the colors, but in order to do that, because this file is all together, it is right now, it is grouped, I'm going to have to ungroup it. So I'm going to click right here in my layers panel and I see the option to ungroup it. And what I'm going to do is select each of the layers and change it to the colors that I have right here in front of me. Now, it was helpful that Courtney sent me the colors because I knew exactly how to layer my file. Now, you won't have to layer yours this way. You can keep it in these retro colors, or you can use the colors that you have on hand. What I'm going to do is use the colors that we used in the challenge. So the first layer, the two words that say be the, those were in red. So I'm going to click on that right here in my layers panel, and I'm going to change that to red. Okay, and now I'm going to go to the second layer, which is reason. In our challenge, the color of that was orange. Click that. And someone was in yellow. Okay, so I'm clicking here. I can click it over here, or I can click it over here in my layers panel right here where it says someone. I'm going to change that to yellow. And then smiles was in green. Okay, and click it right here and change it to green. And then the last part, or the last word, was the word today, and we used the blue for that one. Okay, so now this is all perfect. It looks fantastic. It looks just like the way Courtney and I did it. Now, what I also did when I was preparing mine for cutting is that I attached it because I wanted the letters to cut in this order. Let me show you what happens if I don't attach the letters. So let's just say I thought, the colors are great, the size is great, and let's just see what happens if I click make it without attaching any of this. Okay, let's see. Okay, so do you see what happened to the letters? Because they are not attached, they are not in order. So what Cricut Design Space has done is put them in order by size. So I'm going to click cancel, and I'm going to go back, and I'm going to make sure that each of my layers are attached. So this first layer where it says be the, I'm going to go right here and click attach. Then I'm going to go to the next one where it says reason. I'm going to click attach. I'm going to go to my next layer, which is I'll just click it from here from my layers panel, the word today. I'm going to click attach. I'm going to go to my yellow layer and I'm going to click, oh, it's already attached. Let's see, there should be one that is not attached. Let's see. Okay, smiles is not attached. I'm going to click attach. And let's see. This one is already attached. The reason why I know it's attached because I can look right here and I have the option to detach it. All right, this is already attached. Let's see this. This is not attached. So my orange layer, I'm going to click attach. So now once I click make it, I should have 5 layers that will stay in this exact order. So let me click make it. Okay, so far the red layer is perfect. Let's look at orange, excellent. Let's look at yellow, perfect. Green, yes, and blue, perfect. The next thing I did that was not shown on camera in preparation for the challenge is I put 3 layers on one mat because I knew I wanted my design to cut out fast and I didn't want to have to keep using different mats. So let me show you what I did. Now, because I'm using heat transfer vinyl, I know that all of my layers need to be mirrored. Okay, so what I'm going to do is click mirror here. And I know by looking at the image that Courtney sent me, the first layer is red. The second layer is orange. And what I'm going to do is I am going to click these 3 dots right here. I'm going to select move object and I'm going to move this to my red mat. Now, even though I'm moving this to my red mat, I'm actually going to move it to a different set of numbers or a different row. And so I'll know exactly where I need to place my orange vinyl. So my first layer is red and I can look and I can see that my first layer will fit in between basically between the 0 and the 3. And then for my orange layer, reason, I can see that I'm going to place that orange layer starting like right at the 4, and I need to have enough space to go all the way down to right below the 7. And then I'm going to take that yellow layer, I'm going to move it to my red mat also. I'm going to click move object. I'm going to move it to my red mat. Now that word is someone, and I'm going to move it down. I'm going to move it down to like right at, let's see, right below the 8. So I know that that's really pretty much all of the vinyl that I'm going to put on that one mat. And then what I did is that I looked at my green layer. I'm going to turn on mirror. Okay. And then for my blue layer, I'm going to move it and place it on the same mat with the green layer. Okay, so what is going to happen, let me move my word today. Okay, so here's my word smiles, and then I'm going to move my word today. I'm going to just move it down to, hopefully you can see that it's right at the row 4, where row 4 starts. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I am going to click continue, and even though if you look at my screen it looks like I have 5 mats, once I click continue, Cricut will recognize, or Cricut Design Space will recognize that I really only have material on 2 mats. So I'm going to click continue. Okay, so now I have 2 mats and both of my mats are mirrored. Now what I suggest you do if you are going to be doing this exact file or any file where it requires you to place more than one color on a mat is go ahead and place the material on the mat so that you can see it. You might even take a picture with your phone so you can remember what goes where. So I know that on my mats, I'm going to have my red layer first, and then I'm going to have my orange and then my yellow. So I'm turning my machine on. thinking about it, okay? And I can start to get this placed down, but I'm going to do this on camera so you can see it. But I want you to make a note of my first layer. Let's look at it one more time. My first layer should stop right at the 3. My second layer is orange and it should stop right below the 7. And then my third layer is yellow and it should start at the 8 and go a little bit past the 11. Okay, so I'm going to do everything from here. Let's see, let me refresh this because I did not have my machine powered on just yet. Okay, it's looking for my Cricut Maker. It is connected via Bluetooth. I am going to select the glitter iron-on. That's what I did during the challenge. And for pressure, I selected more pressure because I wanted to make sure my glitter iron-on was cutting all the way through. Now, pay attention also right here, okay, because it tells me to load my fine point blade. And for option 3, you see that fast mode is grayed out. However, once I load the mat into the machine, I will have the option to turn fast mode on, and I'm definitely going to do that because I did that in the challenge with Courtney, and I think that was another reason why I was able to win the challenge. Now, I will not always suggest using fast mode, especially if you are cutting something that is intricate. However, if you are ever in a crafty challenge, I highly suggest turning on fast mode. Okay, so everything that I'm going to do from here will be back on the camera. I have the first layer, which is the red, and with glitter vinyl or any heat transfer vinyl, you place the vinyl on the mat with the pretty side down. So this is the pretty side, this is the side that's not so pretty. So I'm going to place it down on the mat. And with this, I need to go all the way down to row 3, remember? So I'm going to cut away any of the excess that I don't need. So I'm just going to cut a little bit below the 3, and I'm just cutting it right here on the mat. Okay. So here's my red layer. Next is the orange layer, and remember that needed to start right at the 4. So I'm going to just place it down. And it needed to go all the way a little bit below the 7. So I'm just going to cut right in between the 7 and the 8. And I'm just going to try to make sure it's cut all the way through. Okay. The next layer is yellow, and that needed to start right at the 8. So it's going to do that. I do have my heat press already powered on and is heating up to 320 degrees. And this layer needed to go all the way down a little bit below the 11. So I'm going to do that. Okay. So this is exactly what I did during the challenge. I had 3 different colors on the mat at one time. If your mat is not that sticky, you can always tape it. And that was another reason why I used a purple strong grip mat. Okay, so now I am going to move my Cricut over, and I am going to go ahead and open it. And I'm going to place this in the Cricut. Okay, I'm going to load it. Now on my computer, I have the option to turn on fast mode. Remember, I only get the option to turn on fast mode from the screen after my mat is loaded. So I'm going to turn that on, and I'm going to click the flashing C. While this is cutting, I will be placing my other 2 colors on the other purple strong grip mat. So you might not see that part, but that's what I'll be doing while this is cutting. I have my shirt. I'm going to fold it in half, shoulder to shoulder. And I'm going to do a quick pre-press to get the moisture out and to find the center of my shirt. My heat press is set to 320 degrees. Just doing a quick pre-press, 5 seconds. I have a crease down the middle that lets me know where the center is. Now I'm going to find that first layer, which is making sure that I am 3 inches or 3 finger lengths from the collar. First layer is be the. So I'm just going to find the center the best I can. I think it looks good right there. And you can use Teflon or parchment paper. In the challenge, what I could find first was Teflon, so I'm going to use Teflon. And I'm just doing quick presses. 6 seconds or more or less. And then pressing the next layer. So the first layer is be the second layer is reason. And I was lining it up as best I could, as fast as I could. Okay, that looks good so far. 6 seconds. I'll speed the rest of this up. For that last layer, I let it stay on the full 20 seconds because that's the only layer that didn't get a full press. And because Siser is a hot or cold peel, I was able to peel these without being worried about it. This is what the finished product looks like. And you already know I'm going to say I love it. Look at that. It is beautiful. It is gorgeous. I love it. I love it, and I hope you do too. I hope you learned something today. Please leave me a comment below and let me know if you learned something. If you found this tutorial helpful, please consider liking the video, subscribing to my channel, and turning on the bell for notifications because I do upload new content every single week. Thank you so much for joining me today, and thanks for watching. Bye.